At Sodexo, we believe that diversity and inclusion are essential to company growth and success. To achieve that diversity and inclusion, we are committed to equal employment opportunities, and we strictly enforce our policies prohibiting discrimination or harassment of any kind. Our policies apply to everyone, employees, vendors, clients, and customers alike. Everyone has a right to work in an environment free of discrimination and harassment, and everyone has a responsibility to behave appropriately. If someone feels that they have been treated unfairly, we have procedures in place for expressing a concern or making a complaint. This training will help you understand what equal employment opportunity means for you. It will fully explain Sodexo's policies, acceptable and unacceptable behavior, and the steps to be taken to resolve concerns and, if necessary, file complaints. Equal employment opportunity, or EEO, means prohibiting discrimination and harassment. Discrimination is treating people differently on the basis of race, color, religion, sex, pregnancy, national origin, ancestry, citizenship, age, marital status, disability, sexual orientation, or any other protected category. Sodexo policy strictly prohibits discrimination and harassment of any kind. This means that no employee or applicant may be treated differently for improper reasons or made fun of, embarrassed, or abused by jokes, slurs, comments, touches, or gestures. These behaviors can create a hostile work environment, which is also against policy and the law. Providing equal employment opportunities also means that Sodexo makes reasonable accommodations for disabilities, religious or cultural beliefs for qualified employees or applicants, unless doing so would result in an undue hardship to the company. To see just what this means, let's take a look at a situation involving a group of employees. As you watch the scene, consider what you would have done or how you would have felt if you were the one being talked about.
Man, there's a lot of trash in here tonight. I've got to make a dumpster run already.
Yeah, whatever. Just don't take too long. We got a lot of stuff to do here.
Hey, did you hear who got promoted?
Who? You?
Does it look like I got promoted? No, it was the stutterer.
Do you mean Patrick?
Hey, come on, Harry. That's raw.
What are they thinking? I mean, how's he going to supervise people?
You know, I bet Sheila gave him the job because she felt sorry for him. I mean, yeah, I know she's the boss and all, but you know she's got his back.
It figures. The normal people do all the work, and rejects like Patrick get all the promotions.
Did it ever occur to you that Patrick got promoted because of his performance?
Performance? No. He got promoted because of the laws they have to give special treatment to people like him. I mean, and to blacks and to women, too.
It's not about special treatment, Harry. It's about fair treatment.
Sorry, Rafi, but I'm with Harry on this. Except for that crack about women. We work our tails off, and someone like Patrick gets promoted. And what about that new guy, Jacob, who never has to work on Saturday because of his religion? I've been here 3 years, and I still have to work Saturdays. It's like I'm being punished for being a Christian.
The law says people have to be free to follow their religion. It's not his fault that we work on Saturday and not on Sunday.
Regular people like us, we don't count anymore. Everybody's so afraid of getting sued. They just let these losers have it all.
I couldn't believe what I was hearing. They are prejudiced, ignorant, and they don't have a clue what trouble they can get into. But they weren't listening to me, so I took it to the boss.
I wasn't happy to hear what Rafi had to say, but I was glad he came to me about it. The next day, I sat down with all of them for a talk. I understand you heard about Patrick's promotion, and some of you were kind of upset.
Yeah, no kidding. Why'd Patrick get promoted anyway?
First off, Harry, you can't make fun of Patrick like that. He may have challenges, But he has the same rights as everyone else to be treated fairly and with respect.
Oh, come on. He didn't mean anything by it. We all do it.
I don't. And I don't think it's funny.
Rafi's right. It's not funny, and it will not be tolerated. You're in violation of company policy when you behave like that. Everyone has the same right to be treated fairly and with respect.
Well, if we're supposed to be treated fairly, why does Patrick get promoted? And how come Jacob gets Saturdays off? That's not fair.
Patrick got the promotion because he outperformed everyone else in terms of the requirements of the job. And Jacob doesn't work on Saturdays because we accommodated for his religious beliefs, just as we take all requests for religious accommodations into consideration. No one keeps you from going to church, do they, Marina?
No. But I go to church on Sunday when normal people go.
Marina, just because a lot of people go to church on Sunday doesn't make them normal and Jacob abnormal. We live in a world of diverse cultures and practices, and we value the diversity of our workforce. Patrick got the promotion because he was the most qualified person for the job. And Jacob is a valuable member of our team.
I guess she's right, but somehow it still seems unfair. No one makes accommodations for me.
They've heard me say it before, but I will continue to say it because I believe it. When we treat every employee with fairness and respect, we uphold the law and our policies, and we create a better work environment for everyone.
I heard what Sheila said, but I still kind of agreed with Marina. After the meeting, though, I decided to cut Patrick and Jacob a little slack and give them a chance to show what they could do. And you know, they're both good at their jobs. And I guess that's the bottom line.
Sheila made some good points, like when she said everyone has the same right to be treated fairly and with respect. And remember that everyone also has a responsibility to behave appropriately. Rafi wasn't happy with the behavior of his coworkers, so he went to his supervisor. Even though he wasn't the focus of Harry and Marina's hostility, Rafi had a concern, and he did the right thing by acting on it. Sodexo's promise of respect and fair treatment describes how any employee can do what Rafi did to express a concern, get guidance from a manager or human resource representative, or if necessary, voice a complaint, all without fear of retaliation or discrimination. Part of maintaining a harassment-free workplace is making all employees feel comfortable in stepping forward without fear of being punished or harassed for doing so. The employees in that scene were upset by what they felt to be unfair employment advantages given to others. Sheila made it clear that Sodexo's policy was never to discriminate, whether on the basis of a physical challenge, religious practice, or other protected status. In addition to hiring and promotion decisions, equal employment opportunity means that every employee is entitled to a workplace where they feel safe. Offensive behavior that is severe or widespread enough to interfere with an employee's ability to do his or her job can be considered a hostile work environment, and it will not be tolerated. Any employee who in any way discriminates against or harasses a fellow employee or any other person is subject to constructive counseling up to and including termination of employment. In this next scene, casual lunchtime conversation takes a nasty turn. Think about what you would do in this situation.
Hey, you do it. Hey, hello. I really hope the weather holds this weekend. It's my last chance to go deer hunting this season.
I can't believe you do that, Kurt. How can you kill those innocent animals?
Better get used to it, Robin. All the guys around here go hunting.
Yeah, except for Two-Ton Tommy over there.
Who?
You know Tommy, that big guy who works in receiving.
No way he could sneak up on a deer.
What's with that department anyway? Between Two-Ton and that grandpa they brought in to replace Brad, it's like we hire rejects over there.
I'm sure glad you don't hire misfits in our department, Tram.
Whatever. Gotta get back.
Ricardo, I can't believe you talk like that in front of the boss.
Tram won't do anything. You know how those people are.
Yeah, like when they drive, you know. Don't want to get stuck behind them when you're in a hurry. Right, Lisa?
I really don't think you ought to be talking like that.
What? You saw Tram. You didn't bat an eye. If you were really out of line, you would have said something.
I bet if he heard this conversation and what you said about Asians, he'd have something to say then.
You know, Robin could be right. Maybe we ought to tone it down a bit. We always pick on people around here. Tell it like it is. If you're fat or 3 times as old as everyone else, you got to expect some abuse. It's no big deal. But maybe we can get in trouble for the racial stuff. They got laws against that.
I know a little about EEO law, and I know they can't talk like this at work. But the boss just let it go, so what can I do? Can I talk with you a minute?
I'm really busy. Is this important?
I think so.
What is it?
Well, I was kind of offended by the name calling that was going on at lunch, and I wondered why you didn't say anything about it.
What name calling?
They called Tom Two-Ton Tommy, and Mr. Robert's grandpa.
Oh, come on, Robin. I'm really busy. There's nothing wrong with some harmless nicknames. Is this what's important?
Would you feel any different if I told you that after you left, they started using racial slurs?
It's human nature. If someone attacks you personally, come tell me about it.
Wonderful.
I got more to worry about than name calling. Besides, it's a bonding thing for them, so it works for me. I can't help it that Robin's so sensitive.
I went to his office and I told him what they said at lunch. And Tram just blew me off.
You're kidding.
No. Even when I told him about the racial slurs, he couldn't be bothered. The only thing I didn't do was to tell him they were attacking him personally.
Well, that probably would have gotten his attention, but this just showed his true colors.
So what do I do now?
Well, you can take it up the ladder.
You mean go over his head to his boss? Tram would have me fired.
No way. Look, the promise of respect and fair treatment protects you. If the problem is with your boss or your boss's response doesn't satisfy you, you can take it to the next level. You really should consider bringing this forward.
You know what? I can't drop this. If I let Tram's indifference win out, I'm no better than him, or the other people making the comments and getting away with it. They're wrong, and I'm going to the GM.
Robin, I'm really glad you came to me about this. That kind of language you described isn't appropriate, and it sure doesn't create the kind of workplace we value for our employees. I'm not sure what Tram was thinking, but we're going to investigate and see to it that everyone upholds the values of a respectful work environment.
I'm still uncomfortable going over Tram's head. He could fire me if he found out.
Absolutely not. It's a violation of company policy and against the law to retaliate against an employee for making a discrimination complaint. You've done the right thing, Robin. Now, let's get down to the details of what happened.
Okay.
Robin tried to stop her coworker's behavior, which was a good thing for her to do. Some people are comfortable speaking up like this, and some are not. There are other things you can do to discourage discrimination, like behaving appropriately yourself, encouraging people to treat others the way they would want to be treated, and of course, going to management, even if you think a manager may be part of the problem. Robin used the process outlined in the promise of respect and fair treatment to bring her concerns to the attention of management. When her direct supervisor initially dismissed her concerns, she went to her GM, where actions were taken to address the problem. A complaint should first be made verbally or in writing to your immediate supervisor. If a response is not received or is not satisfactory, or if your supervisor is part of the problem, you may go to higher levels of management and finally to your human resources representative. If you are a union member, you can also follow the grievance process set out in your collective bargaining agreement. All complaints are taken seriously and investigated fully. Your employee handbook has more information on our policies against discrimination and harassment, and on the promise of respect and fair treatment. Welcome back. As you learned in Module 1, discrimination is a violation of the law as well as company policy. Actually, discrimination is a violation of several federal and state laws. Title VII of the U.S. Civil Rights Act prohibits discrimination in all aspects of employment on the basis of race, color, sex, national origin, or religion. The Equal Pay Act, the Age Discrimination in Employment Act, and the Americans with Disabilities Act all provide further protections on the basis of gender, age, and disability. Individual states and cities also have laws that protect employees in several more areas. Sodexo's policies prohibiting discrimination and harassment apply to all employees at all levels of the company, as well as to contractors, suppliers, clients, or customers. While complying with laws, policies, and standards of decency is reason enough to prohibit discrimination and harassment in the workplace, there's another strong reason: the success of our company. As we work toward the goal of a diverse and inclusive workplace, it's important that we remind ourselves of the discriminatory and harassing behaviors that are prohibited. As you saw in the scenes in Session 1, it's easy for borderline behavior to get out of hand and to be viewed differently by different people. To be safe, don't engage in these behaviors. Telling racial, ethnic, religious, or off-color jokes or slurs. Talking about others using racial, ethnic, religious, or other unprofessional terms. Using insulting, degrading, threatening, or otherwise offensive or hostile comments, graffiti, posters, writings, gestures, or gossip. Starting or passing on rumors, false statements, or gossip. Anything else that could be reasonably thought of as causing or contributing to an uncomfortable, hostile, or offensive workplace. Sometimes people don't realize that what they think is a reasonable request may be a hardship or an insult to others. Working in a diverse environment and serving a diverse customer base means that all of us have to learn how to adapt to others for the benefit of all. Here's a scene where anger and hostility get in the way of serving the customer.
Hi, how about today's special?
It's really good.
Yes, please.
Here you go. Have a nice day.
Thanks, you too.
Ya casi se nos acabó el arroz, Petrina. Voy a ir a traer más.
Buena idea, Juan. Did you want cheese and onions?
Yes, please.
Here you go. Enjoy your lunch.
Thanks.
Creo que se está poniendo poco lento, pero de otras formas, creo que vamos a necesitar más pollo.
Oh, sí. Yo creo que hay otro pollo listo en la cocina. ¿Quieres ir a ver si ahí está?
Sí, podría, pero Tanisha no se mira tan ocupada y ella podría ir. Hi, what can I get for you?
I have the special. Lori, did you see the way they were looking at us? I wonder what they're saying this time.
You know, they shouldn't be allowed to speak Spanish here. This is America. If they want to work here, they ought to speak English.
No kidding.
You know, you should really speak English. No one can understand you two.
Let's finish serving our customers and let's talk about this after lunch.
Bettina y yo nos comunicamos mejor en español. Y a menos que un cliente nos hable en español, con ellos siempre hablamos en inglés. Hablamos español entre nosotros, porque es nuestra lengua materna, y nos es más sencillo.
I'm sorry, but this is America. And if they want to work here, then they ought to speak our language. If they want to speak Spanish so badly, then maybe they should go back to Mexico or wherever they came from.
I don't like it when people talk behind my back in another language. I just figure it's something they don't want me to hear, or else they'd speak English. And it's not like they don't know how.
Yo tengo el derecho a hablar español. Laura y Tanisha deberían trabajar más y andar quejándose menos.
I wanted to talk with you about how we communicate with each other. Lori, What prompted you to tell Juan you thought he and Bettina shouldn't speak Spanish?
Because if they want to work here, they ought to speak English.
¿Entienden lo que se está diciendo? It's not required that employees speak English as long as they can perform their job.
But if they can speak English to the customers, then they should have to speak English to each other.
It's easier for us to speak Spanish to each other. It's like we can do it without thinking.
It is just natural. Spanish is quick, so we can work better.
Diversity is very important to us. You all know that. Our customers are diverse, and so is our workforce. It's an advantage that we have employees like Bettina and Juan who can communicate easily with our Latino customers. They're excellent employees who contribute to our team.
But I know they were talking about me. I mean, they were looking right at me.
I was just telling Juan, maybe he should have one of you help us out.
Bettina, can you see how someone might feel left out or threatened if they don't understand what you're saying?
I guess so.
I don't understand what you said.
Le dije que si no se daba cuenta que una persona se podría sentir excluida o insegura cuando oye que se dice algo pero no entiende el idioma.
Oh, sí. Eso me pasa a mí todo el tiempo.
He said that happens to him all the time.
Me too.
So, can we try to make sure we understand each other?
We try to speak English. If we speak Spanish, it's because it's natural. It is not to have secrets.
Well, if they try, then I guess it's okay with me if they spoke to each other in Spanish sometimes.
Okay, me too. But no secrets.
So, let's all remember that everyone has the right to speak their native language, but we should never use language to keep secrets from each other. De acuerdo. Entonces, todos recordamos que las personas tienen derecho a hablar su idioma, pero que no deben usarla para guardar secretos. Okay?
Okay.
It was natural for Lori and Tanisha to feel left out and even threatened when they couldn't understand what Juan and Bettina were saying. But that experience also gave them a chance to get a sense of how Juan and Bettina might feel when they couldn't understand everything being said in English. When we take the time to see things from someone else's point of view, it can help us understand how our behaviors can hurt others, even if we don't mean to. Our policies of equal employment opportunity, non-discrimination, and non-retaliation are the foundation of a diverse, inclusive workplace. It's up to each and every one of us to follow the law, follow our policies, and live up to our true potential as the reference point, the employer of choice.